He ignored protocol, and I had to assert control. Sir, you are loitering, and neighbors have called to complain. I need your identification. As I observed him, I noticed something was off. He was almost catatonic, staring through me like I was something to be consumed. When I asked for his ID again, he began mumbling about my appearance. I tried to maintain command of the situation, instructing him to sit down with his legs extended and crossed at the ankles. But then, instead of complying and getting his ID out of his pocket, his right hand moved down the front of his jeans. His eyes rolled on the back of his head, and he began masturbating in front of me. In that moment, adrenaline kicked in. I had to assert authority quickly, remain professional, and ensure the safety of everyone, including myself. My training took over. Clear verbal commands, maintaining a distance as I waited for backup. The situation was chaotic, violating, and threatening, but I focused on control, procedures, and accountability. As the situation escalated, I maintained a distance and issued firm, clear commands. As his pants dropped and he literally was masturbating in front of me, I said, "If you don't stop and comply with my directive to sit down, I will arrest you for delaying and obstructing an indecent exposure. Put your pants on and put your hands where I can see them now." My voice carried authority, sharp, unwavering. I kept my eyes on him at all time, reading his body language, anticipating movement, and preparing to react if he began to get violent. Backup was coming close. I made sure that I positioned myself between the car and him. That's when he pulled his pants up and lunged at me. Every movement I made was deliberate, keeping a safe distance, speaking in concise, commanding phrases. I pulled out my pepper spray and I sprayed him in a T formation, aiming to control his arms and upper body. Unintentionally, the flow landed on his exposed penis. He yelped out a loud wail, the sound of excruciating pain that only escalated with agitation. He became enraged and continued to chase me around the car. I pivoted to the other side of the car, maintaining a steady stream of pepper spray foam while keeping him a distance, while focusing on controlling the scene until backup arrived. When backup finally arrived, we were able to safely subdue him. He was arrested, handcuffed, and evaluated by medics. He refused medical treatment and was transported by another officer to the jail. We all agreed that I didn't need to have any more interactions with him. Later reports indicated that he could have potentially been under the influence of drugs or suffering from a severe mental crisis. Factors that did not excuse his behavior, but helped explain the risk he posed to himself and others. Emotionally, the encounter shook me. I trained for confrontations, threats, and danger, but the violation, the sexual, psychological, and unpredictable violation, was a stark reminder of how quickly routine calls can turn into something deeply personal and threatening. I processed it by relying on the same principles during training: stay calm, assess the situation, act decisively, and trust your training. Even in the chaos, I recognized the lesson. Professionalism, patience, and readiness aren't just abstract ideals, they are survival tools. But harassment didn't end in the field, it permeated in the department itself. Officers whispered, bragged about how many women they had been with, their organ size, how they fantasized about me in ways that made my skin crawl. They told me that I could be their forever one night stand and attempted to share dreams they imagined. I could never and would never reciprocate or indulge in these conversations. I'd shut them down, no questions asked, in decisive, stern, firm ways. But there was a clear difference between being admired and being preyed upon. And these men blurred the lines consistently and without shame in the fields and in the department. Many of them had been nerds in school, awkward and corny, but now they wore badges as shields and entitlement as armor. There were unspoken rules they could never follow. One of the rules was only do your dirt with someone who has more to lose than you. The second, deny everything and demand proof. The third, let the badge get you ass, but never let the ass take your badge. Those were the cynical, twisted codes of conduct that I witnessed daily. Yet the same officers would sneer at the community, calling residents scum, trash, worthless, while simultaneously flirting, betting, and maintaining affairs with women of all backgrounds, city employees, baristas, nurses, teachers, who all resided within the city. The long nights, the challenging calls, the silence of empty streets, and the rhythm of sexual harassment, I navigated with clarity. I earned my space in the department, and for the first time in a long time, I understood what it meant to truly belong in a profession that once tried to push me out. As the months progressed, I had faced harassment, bias, violence, and yet I had claimed my space. I carried myself with authority, I earned respect from the community, and I held my ground against my peers. Dog Watch was unforgiving, so was the department. But I was no longer just surviving. I was proving every night that I belonged. There were many assignments that I did not get selected for because I wasn't in the in crowd. But even though luck wasn't technically on my side, I found a way to make it work. And I've always believed that luck is preparation plus opportunity.